We got a minute. Mr. Sepulveda, how are you, sir?
That's yours? That's your hot seat right there.
Good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock, and we will start the regular called meeting of the Greater Pharr Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors meeting. We will start off with roll call. A,
Chairman Mario Liscano,
present.
Vice Chairman Alex Rios,
Present.
Secretary Ricardo Pedraza, Treasurer Sonia Falcon.
Here.
Board Member Johnny Rodriguez,
Here.
Board Member Lisanne McAlpine, Board Member Ernesto Sepúlveda,
Present.
Board Member Jose Delgado,
Present.
Board Member Alma Caso, and Board Member Dr. Annabelle Palomo.
Present.
Ms. Caso and Ms. McAlpine requested to be excused from the meeting.
Thank you so much. With that excuse, do I hear a motion to excuse the board members from being absent from this meeting?
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion by Mr. Rodriguez. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Delgado. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Members are excused. Next, we'll go to 2A, organizational business. Please be advised, you were provided with the minutes prior to this meeting. If anybody has any questions, or do I hear a motion to approve the minutes for April 6th, 2021 regular called meeting?
So move.
There's a motion by Ms. Falcon to go ahead and approve the minutes as presented prior to this meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Palomo. Any discussion? If no discussion, do I hear a motion, do I hear a A for the approval of the minutes?
So move.
Aye.
No, yeah.
In favor, all those in favor?
Aye.
Yes, yes,
Aye.
aye. Aye or A?
Hmm.
All those against, same sign. Minutes have been passed. Next, we have Ms. Falcon, who will provide us with a treasurer's report count summary.
Yes, so the report that's in your packet, if you could please disregard that. I talked to Carla because I didn't see any period activity in that report. And apparently that was a report before they finalized it. So there was another report that was provided to you, and that is the correct one that's already been reconciled. So if you look, the difference is in the one in your packet, the period activity only shows 2,250. And so that's usually not, that wouldn't be correct because that's for a month. So if you look at the one that was handed out to you, that's the reconciled report, and that shows a total, it has the reconcilement, it has a 2,250, the 5,700, and the 12,500. So that's already showing the money that comes into the chamber from the EDC and also from the hotel motel fund. And then there was a membership that was also included on that. So that the one that we provided to you, that's the reconciled report. So that's correct. I also talked to her, if you recall at the last meeting, that 45,000 that's under food and beverage. But that was already approved at City Commission. She says that on July 7th, they're taking in the changes for amendments on, so that will be removed at the July meeting, and then you'll show that as zero. So everything else is on schedule. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Ms. Falcon, and thank you so much for always keeping us up to date and talking together with the city to ensure that we have the most updated numbers. Does anybody have any questions on the budget report?
And so I think that if we're gonna take action, it's going to be on the one that we got, the second one, not on the first one, okay, on the reconciled report.
Yes, and let me correct myself. Thank you, Ms. Falcon, Mrs. Falcon. Let me just say that on the budget, we are approving the one that was provided to us today. So for the record, is there any questions on the budget presented today?
No.
If there's no questions, do I hear a motion to approve the budget report?
Make a motion to approve the treasury report as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
second by Mr. Rodriguez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? For the record, unanimous, it passed. Next, we will have the action items that will be considered for today. We will start off with the consider an action of any revised membership levels and benefits. This is the information that was provided to us during the strategic workshop that allowed us to ensure that we provide a more clear picture of our memberships and also the benefits that each sponsorship will have. Ms. Baez, if you could please provide us with a review of that so we can either take action or no action.
Yes, definitely. So as you can see in your packet and on the screen as well, we have the membership levels and benefits for the year 2020, and then the membership levels for 2021, which are the ones that we spoke about in our strategic workshop meeting and the ones that are edited. And so as you can see, we consolidated membership levels to silver, gold, and corporate, whereas before we had an investor level, silver, gold, and platinum. Now, the ones that we consolidated, we changed the investor level to silver level, and we increased the price to $250. Now, to all these levels, we also added suggestions for business size based on employees. So as you can see also on the screen, we have for silver level, 1 through 5 employees on the 2021 side, right? For gold level, we have 6 to 20 employees as the suggestion. And for the corporate level, we have 20 plus employees. And now the pricing as well, like I mentioned, changed. So for now, for 2021 pricing, it would be for the silver level, like I said, from 200, we moved it to 250. For the gold level, from 400, we changed it to 550. And we eliminated the level that was at 700, which was previously the gold level. That one, we changed it to corporate level at 1,200. So we will no longer have a $700 tier. We will only have the 1,200. Now, we also updated the benefits. Like you can see on the screen again, we left the Chamber Biz Blitz and the Member Spotlight exclusive to the Gold and Corporate, which are the higher levels. And then the remainder of the benefits, which are from the participation in programs and committees, all the way down to hosting business seminars, those benefits we left exclusively for the corporate level, which is the highest. And those are the edits that were made.
Thank you so much. And I just want to make sure for the record that we thank all of the board members that were present at the strategic workshop. This was something that was very important, and I'm glad that everybody brought their different suggestions to the table. I thought that was an excellent idea for us to concise and be more transparent on what is going to be available for our business owners and our members. So today what we're doing is we're bringing it forth to the actual meeting for a vote, just to approve. Does anybody have any questions, remarks, or any input they'd like to include today into our new system that we have in place?
So Marcela, did you get a chance to look at the cost of these levels and how they compare to other cities?
Yes, they are comparable to
Yeah,
other
they're
cities.
comparable. So for example, what are Edinburgh's levels?
I don't have the numbers with me at the moment,
Okay.
but I can definitely provide them
Okay.
after the meeting.
I just want to make sure we're in.
And they were tiered like in three levels also, or do you know?
Yes, most of the chambers in the region have 3 levels.
Okay.
Mhm.
And remind me, what is video reel highlight on social media?
So that's going to be a 30 second to 1 minute spotlight or highlight of the business. It's going to contain a few of their, let's say it's going to be like an interview with the business owner where they give us a little bit of what they do and they explain their business, give us their contact information, business hours, and just inviting the community to visit them. So that's going to be
video
boosted.
for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a promotional video. Mhm.
Was this part of it last year too, or? I don't-
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't remember ever doing that. Okay. But we're gonna pick up on it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think what's important is, okay, so we have this, now we have to have a plan,
Mhm.
and executed a written plan of how each of these are gonna get done, right? So that way we keeping a file on the customer, right, or the client or the member, what we still need to do for them. So at the end of the year, we can show them, look, we did all this, right? We promised you this and we did it, right?
Okay.
Because we don't want people coming back to us and saying, I didn't get any of this, right? So you always have to have a contact person at that business to make sure that we're putting a little checklist in that file and that we're doing everything we say we're gonna do.
Yes, absolutely.
Or as they become members, maybe put dates that you know you're gonna have to do that certain segment with them, and we're gonna do it on so and so, because I know that I'm one that I look at the benefits of something that I contribute to, and I'm like, oh, we haven't received that, and when did that not happen? And I don't think it's our job to follow up, right? But if we have members signing up right when they sign up, or they're this type of member, you know what? Let's already plot them in where we're gonna do some of the things that come with what
Definitely.
their
Mhm.
membership.
Marcela, do we have already a system in place where we're inputting them, whether it's through an Excel sheet or where it allows you to pick up on a one year anniversary? Do you have anything like that? Like where you can print a report and it gives you amount of time that they've been there?
Yes, we don't have an automatic software that does it for us, but we do keep our internal files. And so we have an Excel spreadsheet where we're updating daily. If we received any new members, when their membership is up, or when the expiration is on their membership, and if we need to send invoices for renewals.
Thank you.
Excellent. Those are all excellent ideas. I think it's important for us, as Ms. Falcon stated, that we need to make sure that when we are going back for annual sponsorship, that we have met all the, goals that we had set out for them. By us maybe doing different folders for each level to ensure that, and to have ticklers where we're 6 months out, 3 months out of a new year, as Mr. Rios suggested. We should have it in place where we'll be able to come back to that business, and we'll be able to make sure that we are doing our best to make sure that they're going to renew. So
And then with that,
excellent ideas.
and not to make this anything more complicated or anything, but I think it's important also to understand when they were contacted so we can have it logged. Because sometimes people change phones or emails, what have you. At least we can have a track of they were trying to reach you this particular time.
And that's important that, as Ms. Falcon stated, that we should put a contact person in there. So we call them 2 months out and that person's not there, then we will have an updated contact information, say, okay, this is the new contact information with a new date.
Yes, we
So-
do. We currently do have a system in place with, all the membership information for the businesses, their contact information, and, billing dates. So we do have that in place at the moment.
Yeah, at this time, we'd like to go ahead and recognize our Commissioner, Mayor Pro Tem Carrillo, who would like to say a few words.
Great idea what you guys are doing, fantastic. Business owner, the 550 level, it's like an odd number. I think I would just jump it to 600. In all honesty, I mean, that's what, because a lot of times the 550, and for $50, I think you get more bang. Well, the chamber will get obviously more money with it. Because I think the 600 level would look better than and I'm thinking maybe you went from 250 to 550, but then from 550 to 1200, you're not like doubling it.
It's a big gap.
I see the increment process that you're doing. I mean, that's just my opinion. And
No.
I think the chamber would probably benefit $50, and I mean, I don't know exactly how many members they have, but when you start including that, it can add up to
Yes.
more money. So that's just my opinion.
Thank you for your recommendation. I think that
Thank
what
you.
we'll do is survey the other chambers to make sure that we're not the highest, right? And
Yes.
and if we're not, then I think it's a good idea to implement that.
Yes, we will survey the other chambers, and I will provide the information
Excellent.
after the meeting. Mhm.
And that's also important for us to hear from our business owners and city leaders to ensure that we're getting input and we can make sure that we look at the other chambers that are adjacent to us. Any other questions, any concerns? Would you like to continue to review this until we've received the adjacent cities and chambers? Or would you like to approve as presented?
We kind of discussed it. I think the only thing right now would be that $50 increment, because I think we're all in agreement with what we've put down, right? Because
Correct.
we went through that workshop. So if anything, I hear you. As far as the $50, it is, I mean, sometimes what's $50, right? Like, so it could just make us a little bit more money. And I could see the jump from the 600 to 1,200, you know, that's beneficial. 252. I don't know, could we decide right now? Do you want feedback, Sonia, first? And
Well,
then,
I think we can approve it at the 600, subject to not being the highest, right? Because we don't want to
Yeah,
be.
that's
That
an
way-
excellent choice.
because we're already
Excellent.
6 months into the year, guys, and I'm one of these members, so I want to see some of this stuff
Excellent.
happening.
Right.
You know what I mean, already? So we need to get the ball running and making these things happen, you know, as a business owner. So I'm just, and if we wait till our next meeting, there goes another month. So,
I make a motion, we move it to 600.
Yeah, I think that the motion is being to go ahead and move up to 600.
Mhm.
As Sonia said, depending on if we're not the highest and the other chambers. Any other changes along with that?
No, that's it right there.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
There's a second by Mr. Rios. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Okay, it passes. That's great. Thank you. And we'll make sure that Mayor Pro Tem will get you with a lot of zeros on your membership.
Sign up, Mr. Carrillo.
Thank
his
you.
business for-
Please.
Here we go.
Please put him down under me for membership recruitment. No,
And-
For the extra
And
50.
just as an extra comment, for us, I think it's important also that whoever we bring on as the membership director, that this has got to be like their Bible. They got to know what we have to offer them, so that they're able to sell it as well.
Yes,
excellent.
thank you.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate everybody's effort. The board members have really worked really hard on making sure that we have this, and now I'm glad that we're trying to put this into place. So applause on their efforts. And next we have the consideration and action, if any, on the Pharr Chamber Champions Ambassador Recruitment Campaign.
All right, thank you. Yes, so we're proposing to start a campaign for the month of May for ambassador recruitment, right? The campaign would be called the Pharr Chamber Champions. That would be the new name of the Chamber of Pharr's ambassadors. Now, we wanted to do the Chamber Champions because I think it differentiates us from other chambers, and it's just a fun way to represent the chamber at networking events and other events throughout with the business community. And so the objective, like I said, would be recruitment. So we are inviting individuals in the community to become a part of the Chamber's ambassador program and represent the chamber at events. Now, some of the benefits of joining would be to have direct access to chamber members, complimentary access to chamber events and special sessions, access to many exclusive networking opportunities through the chamber, and just a whole lot of fun. Now, like I said, the differentiation would be the chamber champions would wear a medal at other events to represent the chamber. Instead of just a name tag or, a vest or a blazer, we could wear a medal. And then this is, as you can see on the screen, this is the mock-up flyer that we have. We wanted your approval on it. This is what we thought of pushing out on our social media. So this would go on our chamber website, on our social media platforms, and it would be emailed to all of our chamber members just to, suggest inviting somebody to become an ambassador of the chamber.
Excellent. And that's something that's very important that was brought up by all the board members, that we needed to have something to distinguish our champions from that are representing Pharr when we are at ribbon cuttings. There will be times we'll be in adjacent cities, or adjacent city chambers will be also present in the city of Pharr. So we need to have something that makes us stand out. So us being champions, making sure that we have that in place will definitely help us. Is there any other input or anything else that you'd like?
How are we
Yes,
going
ma'am.
to go about recruiting people?
So we're going to post this on all of our social medias and email it out to our members, as well as on our website. And so we're going to keep up with the post, and we're going to put our contact information on the flyer and request to be contacted if anybody is interested. And so we will take all their contact information and email them to invite them to our next ambassador meeting, which
So
we
do
have.
we have a list of our previous ambassadors?
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
About 20, 25 now?
Right.
We have 20
So we're
ambassadors that
gonna
were with
send
us
it to
previously.
them also
As
to-
well,
to
yes.
re-enlist as
Mhm.
as a champion
Re-enlist.
now?
And I know
Yes.
one of the things that we had a meeting last month. It was held at 3 and my recommendation was maybe to move it to noon or maybe a breakfast meeting. I think at 3 o'clock, most of the ambassadors are headed back to work to reconcile their day and whatnot. But I mean, we had about what, 9? How many showed up?
We had 5.
5? Yeah.
Yes.
I
So,
mean,
so I think that that's something that's a good suggestion that we'll have is now, this is something that we did discuss in the workshop. So
Yes.
again, we're reiterating and we had a meeting. We do have, Mr. Rodriguez that will be helping out with heading that committee where we will be discussing. The chamber, of course, has these champions as, not only chamber members, but also a way to bring in new people that would like to go ahead and be a member. So that's what we discussed in our meeting. So
Right.
today what we're doing is we're actually voting to ensure that what we discussed, we're gonna pass. We just need your approval to make sure that we have something that's distinguishing from the other chambers that we have.
mhm.
And we
Any
do
other
have,
questions, any other comments or remarks?
I personally like the flyer.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks very good, very catchy with the trophy and
Great job.
and of course the people. Very
Yeah.
good job.
so we will have our next ambassador meeting on Wednesday, May 26th. So we will run this campaign for the first weeks of May, and then we will have the ambassador meeting on that day
I
at
just-
noon.
Yeah, I just think posting it is not enough. People like to be asked.
Okay.
And so I think that contacting the membership, especially the corporate members, to say, would you like representation in our champions, in the circle of champions or whatever, a member, and they'll say, yes, I want somebody to represent my business there. And so that way, you get somebody, right? Because just posting it, hon, I'm sorry, people are real busy and overwhelmed, and so you're not going to get a good response, right? And so when you said we have a next meeting coming up in May, what time is that meeting set
At
for?
noon.
Noon, okay.
Mhm.
And I think,
Yes.
I think Sonia's right. I mean, more meaningful, I think, when you invite them by phone or, I think you'll have a better turnout. We'll have a better turnout.
And that'll
Definitely.
work out. What we can do is if we have our membership list as board members, we know what companies are out there. We can reach out to them. And if you can tell us, this is the list, this is where we're at. Mario, you got 5, Sonia, you got 10, Alex, you got 12. Then, we're responsible to make contact with those people and we'll ensure that we have it. And of course, all we're doing right now is making sure that we're participating to make every event a success, to improve on it and to participate. So I'm all for it that we're doing that. Is there any other questions or remarks? Again, we're trying to pass the actual discussion that we had during strategic management workshop.
And again, right, this is new, so you're gonna have to have, when you bring these people on, you're gonna have structure, right? What are the expectations of the board, the chamber, and then what are their expectations, right? As champions, right? What do they need to do? Because they need to know what they're committing to, right? And then what are we doing to keep them engaged, right? That they're building, because I know other chambers give them, I don't know, ribbons or
Right.
something. I don't know what
We
it
talked
is.
about a
Right.
point structure.
Right. We
Yes.
actually have a packet, Sonia, that we discussed in workshop and we presented
I was
at the
there.
ambassador program. Right. Well, that packet that you're talking about, we have that in place. So we can go ahead and provide them with it. And to ensure that each one's going to know what our vision is, where we're going, and the point system that we have in place.
We
And I'm
had it
glad-
last month.
Right.
Marcela had it printed out for us.
So we'll
Yeah.
make sure that every board member has a copy of the packet, so we can ensure that that information is all in there. Structure, vision, mission, points, what's being expected, and then what we can include is a calendar of events.
Mhm.
Because I
Yes.
think what they would want is to know if their employer recommended them and they get all their point system done, that their employer, they will be recognized within the chamber representing their employer, right? Let's say in city commission.
Yes.
So identify a month that's champion week or champion month, right? And we recognize them, right? Because people want to build towards something. They want recognition. They want something, right?
Mhm.
It's not just to go attend ribbon cuttings. That will get you there, right? But they need to see what the prize is at the end of the day.
Yes, we do have
Yeah,
like,
we did talk about that. Again, we will, when we have the end of the year gala I don't think we're gonna have it, but when we do have it, that's when it's done. We also have Chamber of Commerce Week. So when we have Chamber of Commerce Week, that's also a good time to recognize. Something that's very important that Sonia brought up was that recognition, making sure that on our website and our social media that we do, as Johnny had mentioned, a ambassador or champion of the month is going to be good, because that'll say that champion, like Sonia said, specifically on that month. We're going to be able to make sure that, we're highlighting that company, be, Bert Ogden or, or Half Associates or something. We know who Mr. Delgado sent in as his champion, so we can recognize them as well. So
Yes.
that's a very, very good point.
So
Yes, thank
moving
you.
forward, right, when you have a presentation like this one, besides what the objective is and all this, maybe attach what it is, right? What the schedule's gonna look like, what y'all are gonna be doing, and the current members, right? That way we know, right?
Yes,
And what
definitely.
the point system is like, and, because I mean, I was at that thing and I don't remember talking about the point system.
Oh, we,
at-
we spoke about it at the ambassador meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
not the workshop, but
Okay,
yeah, I
okay.
provided the booklet for the ambassadors, and it comes
So
with,
wasn't
it
at the
includes,
workshop.
No, it
No,
wasn't at
it
the
was
workshop. What we
at the
did is
ambassador
we
meeting.
discussed it there, and we would say that we were formally going to do that at the ambassador meeting.
Yeah,
So
didn't
we
get
have
into
that packet
detail
ready.
Yeah,
at
so
the-
that,
at the
that could have
workshop.
gone in here, right? I'm
Yes.
just so we can all be on the same page,
Mhm.
right? If I didn't go to the ambassador meeting, then I'll know what it was that was discussed and what came out of it.
definitely, thank you.
Yeah, and I think it's real important. We'll try to do that and prior to the meeting so that we won't have it here on that day, but prior to. So that's definitely a good suggestion.
Clarification on this ambassador recruitment or ambassador, in order for you to be an ambassador, you're recommended by somebody, or what is why, I mean, we have two,
You gotta
we
be a
have two
member.
board members here that are like, and that's,
Can
you
I
know what I
say-
mean?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm a contributor. I don't have an ambassador
What
going to
did,
this, so.
so what
is this
happens
new,
is,
or-
this
No.
has been since the,
I know
every
that I
chamber
just
has
joined the
it.
chamber. That's why I'm
Right.
asking for clarification. So
Right.
being that I am a business owner,
Right.
I'd love to have an ambassador. I know what Sonia's saying. I'm not gonna just send somebody out there just because I know it can make those connections as businesses. So I'm saying that but I think the person needs to know, you're not just going to ribbon cutting. It's this, and that. And that's why we're asking for clarification. Because I turned to him and I'm like, I'm a
I
little
think what we'll
lost.
do is, we'll have to do an orientation for the board members on what the chambers are doing, not only in Pharr, but all the other chambers. So what happens is, a business will send a representative, and that's where the point system comes into play. And that's where we'll be able to provide you with, the recognition that we have in place for these. Now, it's like anything else that you do. If you send a representative, it's like a gym membership. You can have a gym membership, but if you don't go and send them to go work out, nothing's going to be produced. So, as a chamber member, one of your added values is that you'll be able to send your representative. So the days that you cannot go to specific events
I
to
get
do
you.
your networking, that person will be representing your agency, not
And
so
they
much
get a point.
yourself. They get points.
But if
for
I go and they
sending.
don't go, do
Several
they get their
point
point?
They
No.
get points for.
I'm just saying,
It's that
you're telling
specific
somebody very
person.
competitive.
Yes, it's
so-
a
Right.
point
So
system.
if they don't get, it's them, the person.
The
Okay, I
ambassadors,
get you.
right,
Okay,
the
the
champions.
ambassador.
Yes.
So they're developing points, and that's where Sonia says maybe at the end, somehow recognize them for their
At
efforts.
the end of the
Okay,
year.
Okay, I get you.
Or every
Yeah.
month.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's what you do in most chambers. You'll have at the end of the year, ambassador of the year,
Okay.
diplomat of the year. We'll have the champion of the year.
Dr. Palomon, also just so you know, the ambassadors play a very, very key role for the chamber because they are also people that we use as volunteers for our events.
Okay,
So that's why we accumulate the points. That's why we're on a thank you system, because they are giving us their time. From the business perspective, they're the ones sending them out there. But we also will utilize them soon when we have events, when we need door people to welcome this, at our
Yeah.
prayer.
well,
whatever.
I like that because a lot of times I can't make the ribbon cutting. You're trying to run a business too, and I'm an active member of the organization. So I'd like for me to be able to, but I just never knew that we could, or what could we do? But this is what we're doing now, I guess.
And they also provide assistance with membership acquisition and creating that relationship with our current members so that they know they have a point of contact. If anybody from the staff or the director or board member is not available, then they can contact the ambassador.
One thing that the ambassadors, diplomats, or champions do at every chamber is their recruitment tool. So since they're out there networking, they're also bringing in membership for our chamber. So that's one tool that we utilize to make sure that our chamber is getting stronger by utilizing those champions. So I think what we'll have to do is have some orientation on some of the services that we have, so that if there's any questions or anything else, we can make sure that we clarify prior to any board meetings.
Yes, absolutely.
Any questions or any other comments? Anything else that you would like to add on?
I would just, on that, add on what kind of training you're gonna provide for the ambassadors or for the champions, right?
Okay.
Excellent.
That
Noted.
presentation.
Excellent. And that will lead on to, and that's a good thing that we have them trained so that we can also be trained and we can see, work
You know what,
together and
y'all
what's
had
going on.
a podcast that would be good. Everyone communicates, few people connect. I think y'all had one not too long ago. That would be good for them because you're trying to connect with people, right? I don't know, just food for thought.
Yeah.
That's-
Okay.
So, any other questions or anything else as far as the champions?
No, sir.
No. Are we okay to go ahead and approve the champions program so we can continue to provide some of these things that we're going to be working on? Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
There's a motion by Mr. Rios. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rodriguez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. It passes. Next, we have consideration and action. And this is on the removal of Greater Pharr Chamber of Commerce Board Member Ricardo Pedraza. As you know, we have made multiple attempts to contact Mr. Pedraza via email, phone, to make sure that if he would be able to provide a attendance with no response. Has not been present at the last 4 meetings. What we're trying to do is we're trying to have active people as we have here, not only leaders, but business owners, and all their regional board members for other agencies present. So we need to make sure that we have that capability of providing one more person on the board. And you do see Section 306 on the removal of directors. As far as what's happening now is we want to make sure that we have that spot available. Are we okay with that as far as the city's concern is that?
Well, it's not up to the city. You
No,
know,
but I'm just wanting to make sure that
Legal.
legal wise. Okay. Right. Okay.
But hadn't he expressed to the previous
now it's
director that he was, resigning from the board?
That is
Unfortunately-
correct. And
And then we try to get something from him
We,
in writing.
yeah, so
but-
we
Correct.
and we weren't able to get anything. And now we did
Yes.
do a search of previous email, and we weren't able to get any information from that search.
Responded Just to resend it.
No.
Well, I think that we just send him a thank you and,
Mm.
in lieu of, your resignation, we're letting you know. Continue to be here if he ever wants to come back. And
excellent.
he didn't leave in bad terms. I'm
No.
sure he's just busy, so.
Very busy.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Alcon. And that was very important that we did go back and review emails and we didn't search anything. So that leads us to today's action. So I'd like to hear a motion to go ahead and look for the removal of board member Ricardo Pedraza.
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion by Mr. Rodriguez. There's a second.
Second,
So-
just with the stipulation that we send him a notice, right? A written notice. I don't want anything to be left unsaid, right?
Yes.
With a second, with the information that Ms. Falcon has provided. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? It passes unanimously. Next, we will head on to the President's and Administrative Report. We'll start on 1, 2, and 3.
Right, so we're going to start with an update on the Hub Market Days. So we had our Hub Market Days last Sunday, April 11th. It was very successful. However, the heat was a big issue. Unfortunately, it was very, very hot, and we had some complaints from vendors and participants. So as you can see, approximately we had 140 people in attendance. This is less than we've had in previous market days where we reached the 200s and above. It could have been because of the day, it was on a Sunday, but it could have also been because of the heat. So we have those two issues. Board member Alex Rios joined us that day, as well as board member Johnny Rodriguez. And
Excellent.
we had 23 vendors, so that's a lot more than we've previously had. We only had capacity of 15. We upped the capacity to 25, and 23 vendors showed up. And then the music was by Buck and Crazy. Now, we also conducted a customer satisfaction survey, I'm sorry. And these are some of the results that we received. So one of the questions was for day preference, either Saturday or Sunday. We actually got 70% of respondents saying that they prefer Saturday. So we have, based on those responses, we've agreed to change the market to Saturdays and make it on every second Saturday of every month to keep it being on the same day and avoid any confusion. Now, another question was, what do you like most about the Hub Market Days? 83% responded that we have all handcrafted items, which we will continue to have all handcrafted items by the vendors. And then 80% said live music, 70% said the variety of products. Next question, what do you like least about the Hub Market Days? 46% responded that it was heat. None of us like it. And then 36% responded Sunday and the hours of operation, and 16% said location and lack of visibility. So the downtown park is a little bit hidden. You can't see it from Cage or from the street, not easily. And so they did request maybe put up some signs around Cage so that people know that the market is back there, right? Because there is that amphitheater area that covers the event. Now, the next question, how likely are you to recommend the Hub Market Days? 84% responded extremely likely, which is very nice. Was the event well organized? 70% responded extremely well organized. And then did the overall event meet your expectations? 97% said yes. Now, the last question was an open question. So it was, please tell us what we can do to improve the Hub Market Days. And we got these responses. Fans for heat. Tents or tarps, date, time, a change in those, and then lower prices and increased promotion. So we have taken these into consideration. And like I said, we moved the event to Saturday. And instead of in the afternoon, around noon, we moved it to 5 p.m. So it's going to go from 5 to 9 p.m. to avoid the heat, at least when the sun is at its heaviest or strongest. Yes, sir.
The other thing that I just would probably suggest is the tables and chairs. There wasn't a whole lot of place where we could sit. I know that we were kind of squeezing in. I was inviting people to our table. But just maybe, I don't know if you saw that or not, but maybe scatter more tables and chairs around the area to make it more visible on Cage Boulevard.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for the recommendation. We'll consider it. We can definitely put more chairs around the seating area that's already there next to the food trucks, and we can put more tables as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Alex.
And again, how many vendors do we have again?
So we had 23, and now for the next date, which will be May 8th, we already have 25 confirmed.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, we know.
This Saturday.
And that's an increase from previous where we only had 15.
This Saturday.
So are we coordinating that with the Mother's Day? Like they can find gifts for mom?
Yes, so we actually do have a lot of vendors who, I think that's why it filled up so quickly through our vendor application form, because everybody's very excited for, selling for Mother's Day because it's right before the date. So yeah, we do have a lot of vendors that are selling either pastries or things for Mother's Day, flower arrangements even. So we're catering to that.
Music guy back or?
Yes, this time we're having the Hernandez brothers. The participants or attendees and vendors suggested to have a bit more variety instead of just country music throughout the entire duration of the event. So we asked the Hernandez brothers to come back, and they have a wide variety of music, not only country.
So maybe he can say like, bring up all the mothers, because we have it there in the little amphitheater thing.
Yes.
Give them a flower or something, and
That's
put
an
on
excellent idea.
the marketing that mothers will be recognized
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the suggestion. We
Something to
will,
bring them.
yes. Yes, we will recognize moms.
Maybe even a backdrop, Sonia, from the Pharr chamber, a backdrop that says "I love mom," and then they could take a picture right there and promote the chamber at the same time.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Thank
that's
you.
it cost a lot, but that's a good
We'll
idea
work
to
on
promote
something,
ourselves. Everybody's
yeah.
gonna want that picture on there.
of
Yeah,
course.
that place has
Love
been,
their mom.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a great place that the city
Besides
has
Donald
provided for downtown to make sure that we have, it's been for Easter, it was Valentine's. I mean, it has been a hot spot. If you go back and see social media, that's where it's at. So Alex, that's an excellent idea. We have a place where moms can take a picture. We can make sure that we have that. And Ms. Falcone, if we have a small carnation or some small flower or something, that will also be excellent. So we can include it on social media. Excellent. That's great. Okay, now the update on PSJ Southwest Early College for Social.
Right. So actually, yesterday, City Commission approved a proclamation designating May 5th as Junior Pharr Chamber Champion Day. So this was to recognize and acknowledge the efforts and the hard work of the students that participated in this project. So this was the Pharr Social project, and it was designed to provide the students with real life experience in marketing and business by talking to businesses and going directly to the businesses and recording digital content in the form of TikTok videos to be used as promotional material by the business. And so we had yesterday 6 students join us together with the representatives from the school. So we had Mr. Marquez and we had Jennifer Burden as well. She's the director of instruction. And then we had their teacher with us, Miss Maravillas, as well. Now, we also provided the students with certificates of achievement from the chamber. And this collaboration should be able to continue through the summer because PSJA advised us or let us know that they do have some funding additional to go through the summer, because usually the kids are out of school and they don't have teachers to continue working with the students, but they do have some additional funding, so we'll be able to continue. Now, we will be opening up the invitation for collaboration to other school districts, and that should start around the fall.
Well, I got a call from the Brownsville Chamber that they saw this and they wanted to know how we did it, right? So they were very jealous about it.
Good for
And we shared that there was a wonderful teacher at the early college high school, and that she wanted to do this, and that our goal is to provide real world experiences for the children, right? And so
Yes.
that they know. I don't think anybody here knew what a chamber was when we graduated from high school, right? But now these kids, they do, right? And that's what's important. It's real world experience. So they were asking a lot of questions about how we got it done. So congratulations. Very good.
Thank you. And I did want to make a note. So this program is also designed to help the students or to help give them a pathway to a possible job opportunity. So I did want to bring up that one of the students that worked on this project with Plaza Sports Center, she received a job offer. So she will be starting a full-time job with Plaza Sports Center from this project.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Excellent. And I want to make sure that we thank the city for allowing us to have that proclamation done. I know that Mayor Pro Tem Carrillo that was here was the one that presented yesterday. And also to acknowledge that Board Member Rodriguez and Board Member Rios were present to make sure that we recognize the students. Next, we have memberships.
Yes, sir. So I provided in your packets a list of all of our membership as of April 30th, right? So at the top, you can see the active members. We had a total of 38. And as suggested in last meeting, I added the column of industry just to differentiate and classify each business by industry. And now in the month of April, we added 7 memberships to bring us to a total of 45. And so you can see as well on your packet, we added Texas Gas Services, Raising Cane's, Whataburger, Meraki Institute of Beauty and Wellness, Metro PCS, Crunch Fitness, and D Beauty Studio. And then you can see their respective industry and the level at which they came in.
Excellent. Any questions on the membership or anything else? It's important that during this pandemic, we have some that are coming up. Commissioner Carrillo.
I used to be involved in the chamber years back. Do you guys have any plans on doing a big membership drive? Because I remember back, probably about 25 years ago, we did a real big one here. And what they did is they did a challenge to the board members that were there and within the community. And what it is, I remember Gordon Jenkins, I don't know, I mean, a couple of you might know who Gordon Jenkins is. He used to be the membership drive guy who would, come in and bring 50, 60, 70 new members every year. Because you'd get some and they'd be there for a year, then they'd come out back and forth. Obviously, he was a banker, because bankers always have the insight.
I was gonna say, we have our own, she's right next to us.
No pressure, no pressure.
There's two bankers.
Oh, yeah.
So you're good.
And, so what we did, they did it, and there was a guy who came in, and when he did, he made it like fun. When you come in, you bring your membership and you bring a bill. It was like 10 or 15 people that got together, and at that time, we brought in like about 300 new memberships. So it increased, I mean, like a lot. And I know my family got real involved in it because we brought in like 150 that one year. So we just wanted to be Gordon Jenkins. That was the goal. And what it did, it created a big stir, and it was promoted, and we had media there, and it was a lot of fun. I don't know, this guy's probably dead by now.
Everybody dies,
He-
not
he-
just bankers.
It really increased the membership that year. And back then, I mean, the 25 years ago, obviously, 250 would be the border where you'll be getting a whole bunch of your memberships. But, man, we made a lot of money.
It's a good idea. Edinburgh did that, but not only the board members, but they invited their staff also. They got to bring in 2 or 3 of their staffers. They sat down at the different tables they had for them, and whoever brought in the most got recognized. But I mean, we can do that one day.
But you can make it into a
That's an
theme.
excellent idea.
You can do like a
It's a
theme,
great idea.
utilize the theater and tell them, okay, the red carpet goes, tickets go to this person, and kind of give them that kind of recognition. But yeah, make it a big thing so that you can bring big numbers.
We can do the theme is an excellent idea. I think that a membership drive is something we need to do right away. So we appreciate that. I know that all of us here are willing to do so, and we'll name Commissioner Bobby Carrillo in charge of our
The vice
committee
chair.
for membership. So
Congratulations.
just for the record, 12:47 p.m.
Yeah.
I definitely will help out because, I love that challenge. But what they did, it's good to market with somebody. And with the man, I remember he charged like 10 or 15% of the membership, but he took control of the membership. I mean, he went out there, he promoted it, he marketed it, he did the whole 9 yards. Obviously, you want to get the commission on board. So they and challenge each commissioner or the mayor to bring in 10 members.
Yeah.
10 new members.
Right.
Because
It's a
don't
great
say,
idea.
well, I brought that guy in. Yeah, but he's been there 5 years, so he's not, that guy's there. But yeah, I mean, because if each commissioner could bring in 10, you'd be at 115.
It's a great idea.
We're
Excellent.
7 as a group.
Challenge accepted.
I'm just saying, I mean,
That's a good idea.
Thank you all so much, and you're
Thank
absolutely
you for
right.
your
Our-
input,
So
yes.
you have
let
two
me make sure,
bankers.
so this guy charged to do it?
Yes,
He charged the commission to do it?
yes, there,
You challenge the commission.
No, sir. But this other guy you were talking about who's
He
dead.
charged
Yes.
He charged a
15%.
percentage?
Oh, yeah, we have just-
Of the money that was
Eh,
raised.
Just
McAllen has-
imagine how much money he brought in
Right.
that day.
right,
No, exactly.
No,
It's not
it
about how
pays
much
off.
you paid out.
yeah,
It pays itself.
right.
And it's all new members. So everybody you got there is standing, I mean, they're
They
done.
don't count.
We,
But it's just the new members and the guy, that time, I mean, he probably.
we still have people that did that,
$50,000.
at the McAllen Chamber recently.
He earned like 5,000 or
Right.
$7,500. I'm not positive it was 10 or 50% that he charged. But it was, and it was fun. It ended up being a lot of fun, and we were there, and they'd come in, and also, okay, we got new members. He had a bell there, And then if somebody passed your number, you'd have to go up and do push-ups. Or you have to do all. I mean, it was- they
There you go.
made it fun, or you have to get there and start dancing. They play a song and you have to start dancing. It was wild, the whole day long. And they had food so people could come in and out. He said it was like
Excellent.
unbelievable, but it was a lot of fun. And in the evening, the last one came in, and okay, this is the winner. I think we got a plaque, and recognized. But it ended up being a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
It's a great idea.
Excellent. That's a great idea. And we're so happy that we'll get those 100 new members coming in soon from the city. So we're grateful for that.
We have
Excellent.
attorneys that were on the list, but I don't see their names on
No,
Yes.
and I see some EDC members from the
Yes.
Pharr ED that I don't see on here.
it.
So, so
Yeah, and just, I think that that's a great idea, right? And so this is a new chamber, and as you saw earlier, we're laying down the seeds, right, of what it is we're gonna sell, right? If we're gonna sell a $250 membership or a $600 membership or 1,200, right? So that's what we're finalizing here, and that would be the next step, right? Is to start marketing that and to put the ambassadors in place, right? So that they help us with that drive. And so, we're laying the seeds so we can come get that movement going, right?
movement
But that
going.
is something that I think is almost automatic with most chambers
Yeah.
is to do the drives. How
excellent.
exciting.
We would make
Maybe
it
we
fun
can
though.
get
We would
Mr.
make it.
Carrillo and
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Hernandez to come and do a dance.
And we'll extend an
Definitely.
If we
invitation
get
to
so
the
many
city
memberships.
Not together.
Excellent.
Yes, let me
Clarify not to get.
Very important.
Let's go ahead and finish our meeting. Let's have the upcoming events.
Right, so we're gonna have, in collaboration with the city is going to have the unveiling of the mural wall of recognition. This is gonna be here at City Hall. It is tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. It's gonna be on the first floor. It's a beautiful wall, with a lot of photographs. The mayor's on there, so, we're gonna do the unveiling of that wall. And then we're also going to have the Mayor's Prayer Luncheon for National Day of Prayers. So this will be this Thursday. It will be at 11:30 a.m. from 11:30 to 1 p.m. It's a luncheon. And also it is the purpose or the event is dedicated to 8 different areas of prayer and structure. So these areas will be the prayer for the nation, prayer for the government, for military, media, business, education, churches, and families. So we're going to have around 10 to 12 speakers who will join us and say a prayer for each of these areas. We will also have a keynote speaker. That will be Mr. Milton Gonzalez. Yes, and then Mayor Ambrosio will say a few words as well as the welcoming remarks. So yeah, we already have 28 tables sold. We're gonna have around 275 attendees, and thank you to Parks and Recreation. They are helping us out with some part-timers that can help us usher everybody in the event, show them to their tables, and run the registration booths, along with myself and other board members or volunteers that want to help out. We're also having the ribbon cutting ceremony for Metro PCS. This is a new location. It's going to be over here by HEB, and that's going to be Thursday, May 27th at 3 p.m. They're still pending their certificate of occupancy, so this is, we're waiting on that, but if they do receive it, then it's good to go. And then we're having another ribbon cutting ceremony for Crunch Fitness. They changed administration or owners, and so they're doing another grand opening and a ribbon cutting. That's going to be Friday, May 28th at 3 p.m. And then last but not least, today is International Firefighters Day, so we wanted to recognize Chairman Mario Liscano on his service. So
Yeah,
yes.
I was a firefighter for 20 years. So I appreciate that. But today, the important part is that yesterday, the city of Pharr recognized our Pharr firefighters. And that was real important for them with Chief Perez, who made sure that they did a proclamation. So I know that all of us here that are here because we're in the interest of the city of Pharr. We thank publicly here on record all of the firefighters in Pharr. and everything they do and all our public servants. So we want to make sure that today it's their day, and we appreciate the city for recognizing the International Association, which is past, present, and future firefighters.
Yes,
Um,
thank you.
With that said, we do our with a closed session. We don't have anything for executive session. So next we will go ahead and come back to number 7, which is an adjournment. All those in favor of adjourning this meeting, or do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
There's a motion by
Second.
Mr. Rodriguez, second by Mr. Rios to adjourn this meeting. And no discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Meeting is adjourned at 12:55 PM.
Nice.